Hey stars, it's me, Shaw the Star, and I'm back. Listen, I want to continue to thank you guys for your support for my channel and continue to subscribe, like, comment, and share. That's what I need you to do. Being that it's mid-September, it's almost that tea time again, which I never gave up anyway. You know how I do. I don't like change. I'm just drinking me some lemon ginger tea. And I'm not gonna hold y'all that long today. Um, I want to start this video off with the widow of Malcolm Jamal Warner. And let me bring this up. Hold on. Malcolm Jamal Warner's wife reveals identity, opens up about his death. And one thing I will say while, going through his stories and looking, this man, Malcolm Jamal Warner, did a great job at keeping his personal life just that personal. I've seen one picture of his daughter and don't know how old that picture is. And I have not yet seen a picture of his widow. And so now let's talk about this, right? Okay. Yeah. Okay, her name is Tanisha Warner. Tanisha Warner, the widow of Malcolm Jamal Warner, has recently revealed her identity and shared her thoughts on his tragic death. On September 12th, she posted a heartfelt Instagram message celebrating their wedding anniversary and announcing the launch of River and Amber and the Warner Family Foundation. She expressed gratitude for the love they received during this difficult time and emphasizes the importance of nurturing children's inner light and supporting young artists. The foundation aims to provide scholarships for aspiring artists and offers seasonal toolkits designed to help families navigate emotional challenges. And what else can you say? Even in death, Malcolm Jamal Warner is still helping the underprivileged, aspiring artists, just helping. And that's what I remember him as, someone that always helped. Um, I'm sure we'll hear or see an interview sometime in the near future when she's ready to talk and see. But like I said, he did a great job protecting his daughter and his wife from the public eye because I don't couldn't find anything on her. Okay. Um, did you guys hear about the school in Jamaica, the girls' school in Jamaica that has banned edges known as baby hair? Did you? Okay, well, let's get into it. St. Andrews High School for Girls in Jamaica has banned styled edges, commonly known as baby hair, sparking a significant debate about cultural identity and grooming standards, right? Now, St. Andrews High School for Girls, a prestigious institute in Jamaica, announced via Instagram that the wearing of edges is now officially prohibited on campus. The school stated, remember, curtains belong in the house, not on your forehead. Let's keep our looks neat and school ready. This is what they said. Now, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I think that a lot of it is comical when we're looking at the baby hairs or edges and these the new thing with eyelashes where I don't know if they're walking around. Listen, I'm not even gonna go there with you people because I'm not here to offend anybody. I'm just saying that I can see where things get out of hand. But again, who are we to say it's a way for you to express yourself if that's what you choose to? And my one of my issues with this is an all girls school, right? So if you're not teaching these girls in school to love themselves and self-expression and things like that, when are you going to teach it? And I think you making a big deal about baby hair and edges, I think there's way more things important. And I don't care how prestigious this school is. It is in Africa. And just like the United States, Africa has its own thing of problems as far as education and just different things. So I think there's other things to worry about than edges and baby hairs. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I kind of think that this was done for some publicity. That's just me. Allegedly, that's how I feel. Allegedly, I feel like it was just something to bring eyes And maybe, like I said, just to bring some eyes to this school, because for you to ban it's here. It's here. And of all places, if you can't express anything and being natural in Africa, if you can't express it in Africa, where are you going to express it at? I mean, I don't know. I don't get it. It says that the ban has received mixed reactions from the public. Critics argue that the policy is unnecessary and restrictive, and questioning how styled edges distract from a student's need appearance. No one could say if your edges are swirled or straight or swoop back. How does that not make your appearance neat? I'm just asking. I don't know. Um, I do think that once we allow people to start telling, because like now with the natural hair, and we remember stories of athletes being in trouble, not being able to wrestle or whatever the sport is that they're doing because they have dreadlocks or braids in their hair. And we've even seen instances, I don't have to say allegedly, where we've seen people cut dreads out of the child's hair before they were allowing them to compete in either cheerleading, dancing, whatever the sport was. So I don't think that this is that important. I think that it received a lot of publicity, like I said. But again, it's a girls' school. And again, if we're not going to teach them to be themselves and whatever self-expression is to them, if we're not going to teach it in school or at this point, when are you going to teach it? Mhm. Okay. Well, I'm sure a lot of people are aware of Akon, the singer Akon. Well, Akon's wife filed for divorce 4 days before their 29th wedding anniversary. And it makes me give a little side eye because, I mean, 4 days before your 29th wedding anniversary, this is Akon and his wife, one of his wives. And then we'll talk about that. Okay, so let me get rid of this picture and let's get into the story a little bit on what's going on with Akon and his wife and what she's asking for. Um, Akon's wife name is Tomika, and she filed. Her name is Tom Mika Thymes. She filed for divorce on Thursday, September 11th, right? Citing irreconcilable differences, according to the filing, which was obtained by People magazine. She listed the date of separation as TBD, which is known to us to be determined. So if she don't know when they was separated, how will we know? Okay. And they share one child, a 17-year-old daughter named Journey. And apparently, Tomika Tamika's requesting joint legal custody of Journey and requested she has physical custody of the teen. And Akon, who's 52, gets visitation rights. She also requested spousal support and asked the court not to award spousal support to Akon from her. Um, I don't really know what that means because maybe she got a coin and we don't know. But again, what we're going to really talk about is um what Akon really, how he really lives his life. And let's be clear, Akon has not been shy and about having more than one wife, right? And Akon has previously said he believes in polygamy. And in a 2022 interview, he revealed that he has 9 children and he has 4 wives. So this is just one of his 4 wives. And I'm assuming allegedly that because she filed 4 days before their 29th wedding anniversary, he was over it. But nevertheless, it make me think allegedly that this may be his first wife. And from what I understand, please guys correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. If I don't know a lot about polygamy, still would think that the first wife would have more say than the rest. I'm just alleging that. I'm not sure. But I'm assuming that they've been married almost 29 years and he's 52, that this would have been his first wife, pretty much. You know what I mean? That's just me alleging. But like I said, Akon is known to have a lot of money. So I'm sure we have not heard the last of it. But again, he has 9 children, 4 wives, and this is just one of his wives, and they have one child together, 17-year-old journey. And, I'm sure we haven't heard the rest of this because Akon has money. I don't know if you guys are aware of the 4 little girls that perished in a house fire in North Carolina. Well, Shaquille O'Neal, NBA superstar, NBA legend, is stepping up and paying for the 4 little girls' funerals. Now I'm going to show you a picture of the 4 little girls, the angels. And what I would say about look at these little girls. Now, they're age 2, 4, 6, and 7. But look at their faces. They all look pretty much exactly alike, you know? And look at the older ones, the 6 and the 7-year-old, they look exactly like twins. Okay, so NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal is covering the funeral expenses for 4 young girls who perished in a North Carolina house fire. And the mother is now facing charges for the tragic deaths for leaving them alone. Well, grieving father Patrick Ellis had his world turned upside down on August 30th when his 4 daughters, Kalani, Kendall, Josephina, and Sophia, ages 2, 4, 6, and 7, passed away in their Chadburn, North Carolina home when it went up in flames. And Shaquille O'Neal, like I said, has stepped up and he's paying for everything. Apparently, allegedly, the mom had left the kids home alone when the fire started. And we want to send our condolences to the family and to that father. And we want to always uplift our heroes. They call him Superman. And Shaquille O'Neal is I'm really starting to see him as Superman. I'm starting to see a lot of things that he's doing to help people. If it's something as simple as buying a college student, I just heard last week or 2 weeks ago, I don't think I did a story on it, but it was a little girl, a girl that was going to school, going to college. And if I'm not mistaken, she was going to a local school, but she needed a car to get back and forth. And he heard about it and he called her and her mom on the phone and asked her what kind of car she wanted. And he got together with the car dealership. And what happened was Shaq was going to pay for the car from the car dealership. But because of when the car dealership heard the story, the car dealership in the town where the young lady lived heard the story of that she wanted to use the car to get back and forth to school, they went half and half with Shaq. So they gifted her with a new car to go back to school. Um, what else can you say? We're so fast to talk about things that are not important and things that are not bad, that are not good. Let's talk about things when people are truly helping out others and actually being a Superman to others. Okay. Now, I heard about this story last week and I was like, yo. Now, when I heard the story, it was this young man won this big jackpot at this casino, right? And apparently there were people behind him filming when they heard the alarms and the machines going off. They were filming and they were talking among themselves and they were like, he hit the big jackpot. And you can hear the young man at the machine while it's ringing off. He's on his cell phone and he's screaming, Mama, we are out the hood. We leaving the hood tomorrow. So that's what he had said. So I was like, wow. So here's the story. It says, Mama, we are out the hood. A $5 bet turned into $1 million payday for this young, lucky gambler. And this is him. You can tell he's pretty young. They don't give a lot of information on him. His name is Anthony. And as you see, they just says Anthony W. Jr. So they're trying to keep it as low as you can, but he looks pretty young. And off of a $5 bet, he won $1,376,465 at the Firekeepers Casino Hotel. And yeah, I mean, what else can you say? And I mean, this boy was on the phone yelling. The machine is screaming and roaring, and people are videotaping. And this all happened at a casino again, Firekeepers Casino Hotel in Battle Creek, Michigan, right? And You can hear him yelling, and what he was yelling is exactly what this title said. Mama, we getting out the hood tomorrow. And with 1.376.465, he can do just that. Congratulations, young man, and I hope that you do some good things with your money. You know what I mean? Well, last week I told you about how this woman was receiving all these nasty comments because she had posted her 4 month old 35-pound baby, I believe, and people were jumping all over her and stating that she was a bad parent and that that child should not weigh that much at 4 months old, 35 pounds. And I asked you guys to ask me to let me know what an average 4 month old baby would weigh. And then I had to recap that and say, or take that back and ask it in a different way because what's average? Like I said, I had a cousin that was at this point 100 pounds in her regular weight. And when she gave birth to my other cousin, who was 11 pounds and ounces, she was so big when she was pregnant, I thought she was having carrying twins. That's how big she was. And I guess to be such a small athletic frame that Toya was or is, it looked like she was carrying two babies. And when Big Boy was born, that's what they call him, Big Boy, because he was 11 pounds and 5 ounces or 8 ounces, something like that, give or take. And so now this woman, her name, well, let me pull up a picture of the baby because I know you're going to say, what does a baby look like? Okay, I'm going to bring up this little fat baby and then I'm going to tell you the story. Okay, give me 1 second. Here we go. And away we go. Okay, now this is the 13-pound. Wow, 13-pound. Let me get back. I have to figure out the ounces. This is a big baby, but this is the baby. Look at him. Big old baby. Period. Period. Okay, so this is the story. Let's see. I want to because the mom was stating that this broke. Her name is Danielle Hines. The mother is from Florida, and she delivered a baby boy weighing 13 pounds, 15 ounces, breaking hospital records at St. Joseph Hospital South in Riverview. The baby name is Anan. Baby named Anan was nearly twice the size of an average newborn, and the mother was visibly stunned upon seeing him for the first time. Hines, who stands at 6 feet tall, believed her height contributed to the size of her son, Anan, nicknamed Sumo. So I guess that would be allegedly sumo wrestler, and he looks like a little sumo. Okay, Sumo has already been wearing clothes designed for a 9 month old baby. The baby's Wow. Well, I mean, because he broke a record at this hospital, he's going to get a lot of attention. And this is like the biggest baby this hospital has ever had in the hospital's history. And again, that's 13 pounds, 15 ounces. So I don't know. I think that the woman that was receiving so much backlash, and I don't think that these are the same stories, right? Because the woman that was receiving backlash for her baby being 35 pounds at 4 months old, that baby was born at 8 pounds, allegedly 8 pounds and some ounces. So the baby wasn't 13 pounds, 15 ounces. So what they were saying allegedly was that she was overfeeding him. But again, the doctor stated that he's just a healthy big baby. But this one, 13 pounds, 15 ounces. And the mom states that she believes that her being over 6 feet tall, um, she thought it contributed to it. I don't know, but that's some big baby. And this woman said what she said she had a C-section, and during the C-section, she must have been up and alert. I'm not sure. I've never had a C-section and never been around one. Okay. Keep it cute. So she stated, what are they pulling out of me? She said the pain was so much that it was unbearable. And I guess when you found out that this baby was 13 pounds, 15 ounces, you might. And you know what? I'm gonna actually see. Let's see. I wanna show you a picture of the mom because I know you're like, oh my God, she must be stupid. No, no. And this is a picture of her before she actually gave birth, so you'll get to see somewhat of what she looks like. But this is the mom. Give me 1 second. Here we go. Ba, ba, ba. Nothing spectacular, nothing extra. Beautiful black woman. But like I said, 13 pounds, 15 ounces. That's a baby. I don't even know if you can actually. Should we still be calling it a baby? That's a little man. A little man. Okay, well here we go. This is the mom, Danielle Hines, and like I said, nothing major. And as I scroll down, they're showing a little bit of her stomach. This is before she gave birth, and this is nothing extra that I see. Okay, so I wanted you guys to know that, especially since this woman last week was getting all of the, I mean, I believe she said she was getting death threats because people were threatening her and that she was harming the child and doing this and doing that. Well, look, this is my last story coming up, and it involves, of course, surprise. It's not, you thought it was the planes. It's not. It's the ships, Royal Caribbean. And I thought the story was weird, and they're not telling us how the debt was made, but I'm going to tell you the story and tell me what you think because I'm getting scammer, con artists, and let me know. Royal Caribbean passengers who jumped off cruise ship had 14K in cash, two phones, and five IDs on him, right? Okay, now let's get into this. On September 7th, Jay Gonzalez Diaz jumped off of a Rhapsody of the Sea in an alleged attempt to avoid paying a $16,000 debt he owed to the cruise line. I don't understand what the debt was. Was it a casino debt? What was this debt? I don't know how because they're not explaining. But they stated that well, I'm going to tell you, give me 1 second. It says the man who jumped off of Royal Caribbean's Rhapsody of the Sea on Sunday had thousands of dollars in cash in his possession when he was found by authorities. Jay Gonzalez Diaz jumped off of the cruise ship while it was docked at Port of San Juan in Puerto Rico, alleging to avoid paying a debt of more than 16,000 to the cruise line. They said that he was picked up in the waters by two passing jet skiers who thought he was hurt or fell off, but actually he had tried to get away without paying the debt. He was detained by customs and border protection, and they said that when they got him, he had a backpack. The backpack had $14,600 of U.S. currency in it, two different cell phones, and five different IDs or aliases of this man. So it's giving me con, scammer. I'm not sure. I'm just telling you what it is. This man jumped off of a ship while it was docked in San Juan, Puerto Rico to avoid paying a $16,000 debt. And they're not saying what that debt was. So I don't know. I don't understand how it could be because, first of all, how do you ring up $16,000 worth of charges? Just think of that. Also, um, every cruise I've been on had to be paid in full before I even got to the ship, or a month before we even got to the ship. So I guess I don't know. Who knows? I just thought it was an interesting story. I wanted you guys to hear it. I want you guys to continue to be intentional. I want you to check on your good friends. I want you to check on your strong friends, the strong family members you haven't spoken to in a while. Just check on them, y'all. I love you guys. I want you guys to have a great, safe, pleasant week. And I will speak to you guys soon as possible. Have a great day. Love you guys. Bye.